Last podcast on the left is all about the facts. So when Southern New Hampshire University came on as a sponsor, it was time to do some research. Turns out they offer more than 200 online degree programs, and get this, criminal justice and psychology are some of the most popular. Classes have no set meeting times, and tuition rates are some of the lowest in the U.S. Want to learn even more about SNHU? Visit snhu.edu/last. Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have trusted Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. Just tell Progressive what you want to pay, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Visit Progressive.com to find a car insurance rate that works for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
Side stories.
From your glade. That's when the cannibalism started.
Side stories. Yes.
You know what is nice?
What's
like,
that,
you know,
bud?
it's kind of as you slide into the end of summer, and you know, people are kind of in a kind of vacation-y like spot. You know, it'd be nice to have our own little island.
Yeah, is that what you want now?
Wouldn't it be nice to just have our own private plane with some of our favorite friends? Some more popular than others. You know what I mean? Just nice, young, enthusiastic crew. Just there, just not at our bidding, but they hate to say no. They hate to disappoint you. And you get to go out there to your little island with your little masseuse house, and you just stay all day in the masseuse house. Just different types of masseuses happening to you, and different levels of it. Different young, enthusiastic masseuses doing their job just so fervently because they're on an island. There's nowhere for them to go, and they can't escape.
Seems very like a hostage, like a captive situation.
No, absolutely not. Everyone's very volunteered. Everyone, they love the experience. They're there for an experience. They are island interns, is what I will call them.
Interesting.
And I was thinking that we could call it something like the Brolita Express.
Oh, yeah, that could be fun. All hot dogs all the time.
Yeah, dude. I just get so mad because, again, it's just nice to just think about relaxing because it's been a slow news week.
I mean, nothing has happened this week. Nothing important. No significant deaths. Really, I mean, I don't even know what we're going to talk about, but let's jump into it. Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Side Stories. I am Ben with Henry. I know if we only had one big news story to talk about, Travis is actually here with us as well because that's how much we're searching. We're searching for things to talk about.
What do we even talk about?
Heaven has another angel because heaven is just a prison for good people who've only been convicted of being sex offenders and not sex traffickers.
Oh, very good.
Do you think that when Epstein got to heaven, because you know he went to heaven, because I feel like that at this point, I think those are the people who actually go to heaven.
Just to
everyone
piss
else
him
goes
off,
to
he's in
purgatory.
heaven.
I'm not sure if that would be in line with his religious beliefs. I'm not
But
sure.
it's just so amazing. The curtains open. I imagine curtains. So Michael Jackson's there, and
Really?
Michael Jackson's there. Bill Cosby's father is there, and the two of them are just like, we are just about to start a band. And you can join, Jeffrey. Like, how much fun that would be, Jeffrey Epstein up there. Maybe he went to Muslim heaven, the ISIS heaven, with all the virgins there. He'd be so happy.
Yeah.
They get all the new young girls he can teach. We're being a little bit facetious because Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide this weekend.
Yes, Jeffrey Epstein, he was in a Manhattan jail. He committed suicide on Saturday morning. I was walking into the airport to see Marcus and Henry and Travis, and I sat down, and they looked at me, and they said, Ben, have you heard the news? As if it was like, what, did the New York Knicks get Kevin Durant? What happened? Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide today, and it was, I mean, one of those strange moments where in life you can actually just not celebrate the death of someone, but you are just sort of aghast at what a waste of a human being he was.
Well, your reaction was, you said neat. If I recall correctly.
I remember you literally went, neat. You were half asleep. You were half asleep when you arrived, when you rolled into the airport. See, I woke up to my phone exploding. Woke up to my phone just bing, bling, bing, bling. I thought something actually had happened to somebody I love. I scramble over, I look at it, and I have not been tagged in a pedophile's death so much since my Uncle Randy died.
Is that right?
I cannot believe that the way this news spread. So I guess we can get into a little bit real quick before we start. Fellow suicides, the BC Boys, the Romeo and Juliet of the North, two boys. What's his name? Schmigelski.
The Schmels. Yeah, Schmigelski and Bogalski, whatever their names were.
Cam MacLeod and Briar Schmigelski were found in a lover's pact, dead by suicide. That's how they found them. They believe.
Really?
They shot each other in the head.
It was a lover's pact. Is that a Henry make 'em up?
One got shot in the head, and the other one, what I believe that they did is that they put a little cyanide pill in the very tip of Briar's penis.
Is that
the very
right?
End of his cock, and he was like, "One last time for my brother in arms," and he sucked on that limp noodle until the suicide pill worked its way down his throat, and then he died. So romantic.
You're not a coroner though, so I don't know. I mean, but this is what you've heard.
I'm not a coroner, but I'm also not a boroner. So it like making up fun reasons and ways that people die.
Yes, of course.
But yes, their suicide pact has now been completed. I'm just hoping they had that song from Romeo and Juliet, the I'm kissing you.
Oh, what a romance indeed. Yes, indeed. The two boys who terrified British Columbia for multiple weeks, they are found dead as sort of Henry.
The boogeymen are gone.
The boogeymen, the boogie boys are gone.
You can sleep again.
You can't sleep again.
Easy.
And hopefully for the victims of the three families, they can have a little bit of closure, although these things are just so immensely stupid and ridiculous. I am sure that is hard to come by. But the BC boys are officially dead. But I'm actually surprised that they did commit suicide, because I believe they did commit suicide and they weren't eaten by a bear.
Nope. They committed suicide before it happened. I guess they were their love was too pure.
Is that right?
And their embrace in death was too tight. For a polar bear. A polar bear looked on in jealousy because polar bears mate for life, and with the polar bear population dwindling, I imagine it's harder and harder to find a suitable polar bear mate because all the good ones are either dead or married. Yeah, that's how it is.
Hey, buddy, I know the score of that game. But yes, let's get on to the biggest news story of the week, without a doubt. Jeffrey Epstein. And as soon as this news hit, every single person on Twitter had an idea of how it happened. And because of that, there was a lot of misinformation spread around.
There's quite a bit of misinformation. We don't know what happened. We know that he was found hung in his cell. Yeah. Something happened in the night. We know for a fact that after his initial suicide attempt, I think it was in the beginning of June.
I believe it was
mid-June.
I think it was the 26th of July, I actually believe.
Oh, was it July? Was it that far?
I believe it was.
We know that he was put on suicide watch, and a week later he was taken off of suicide watch. We know that he had a cellmate for a period of time, that he was supposed to have, a man named Nicholas Tartaglione.
Whoa, Tartaglione!
A corrupt Westchester cop who murdered 4 in a weird underground cocaine deal, and he is jacked. This dude's a big motherfucker.
Yeah, he looks like the picture in those ads on the side of like the Weather Channel where it's like, the one trick this guy knows makes bodybuilders hate him. Because he's got the huge rippling biceps.
Yes.
But the most toxic Trump followers, where their Twitter icon is just a big jack dude with wraparound Oakleys on, taken from his car.
Yeah.
It is that same selfie. So he was put with him. We don't know whether or not he said that he was not a part of the original either quote unquote suicide attempt or attack on Jeffrey Epstein's life. We know that in the days after he was released from suicide watch, Jeffrey Epstein said that he believed he was going to be attacked again. We know that the MCC, right, is what it's called, the MCC?
Yes, the Manhattan Correctional Center. Yes.
They are now looking into the errors that might have happened during the night that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide.
Yes.
We know that they were very understaffed. They were understaffed by literally 4,000 to 6,000 employees.
Yes, that is really the biggest truth that we know. The New York City jail system is extremely understaffed across the board.
No.
The stories of Rikers Island are truly hellacious. So that we do know.
Ben, the biggest truth is that this is a game of Clue where every suspect is a wealthy pedophile.
No, it's true.
No
but
kidding.
honestly,
I didn't know that part of Clue.
That is true. We are looking at the most loaded story on the face of the planet, right? Because now every conspiracy theory and its mother and father and uncle and grandfather and
Indeed.
grandmother are in play. We are looking at Marcus and I had a long conversation in the airport when the news hit, and the big thing is I think that people are going to look at August 10th. 2019 as a milestone in conspiracy theory thought. The way that JFK's assassination was, the way that now I guess the moon landing, all of these stories. This is going to be because there's so many things you can hang on this particular nail.
Of course.
You got Trump, right? And then Trump possibly could kill him for implicating him within his weird pedophile network. And then now we're seeing Attorney General Barr, that he is using the Clinton conspiracy theory to drum up more and more confusion, which is the Trump tactic at all times, which is create total chaos. You got the Clintons, right?
Of course.
Maybe they're gunning to kill him, trying to Vince Foster him. I looked a little bit into the Vince Foster story. Very sad story.
Yes, it was another suicide.
I'm going to use the term complicated woman.
Yeah, I don't think that the Clintons killed Vince Foster, but I will say a lot of people do. And because of that, people were going to storm Area 51. Now we have a group of people who want to storm the Clinton home here in New York, which again will probably just lead to a lot of death. But what's going on right now with AG Bob Barr, and we won't get into too much in the weeds of the minutia of government. We'll do that on Top Hat. But he has said he will recuse himself, but then he has said he will not recuse himself. As Henry's point earlier, Trump, this world of elite pedophiles operates perfectly in chaos, and it's just more chaos every single day as we have the AG being like, I'm not going to take the case, being like, I'll take the case. No one really knows. The truth is very difficult. We also have to remember Alan Dershowitz is also implicated in all of this. Former governor of New Mexico, Richardson. Bill Richardson. I mean,
but
the
you don't
names
understand.
just go on and on and on.
Because what precedes this is apparently a cache of documents were released,
Right.
I believe, on Friday.
Yeah.
That fully fingered Bill Richardson and what's his name, Prince Andrew.
That other motherfucker also in it. Yeah.
Basically saying that there's all of these witnesses' testimonies saying that Bill Richardson had sex with me under the direct express messages of Jeffrey Epstein. I milked him, and I was a baby girl. And Bill Richardson, they all have the same tone. They all say categorically deny the introduction of underage females, and it's like the way he's just like Epstein, huh? What's that guy? Is it the bagel guy? Yeah, I've had some Epstein
boss.
bagels. Yeah. No, Jeffrey Epstein. No, I've never even met a single Jeffrey. Isn't that funny? Is that with a GEO? Is that how you spell his name?
And of course, Bob Barr, or is it Bob Barr? Bill Barr, William Barr. He worked in 2009 with the law firm that represented Jeffrey Epstein. That's why they're saying, yo, bro, maybe you should not be on this case. But we shall see. I mean, either way, it is so interesting to see how tight-knit these people are. I mean, all the way from Labor Secretary Alex Acosta. The fact that we just have so many names being listed and coming out, and all of them just happen to be very powerful people. This Epstein case is just heating up. But the woman who is probably the most scared right now, Henry, is his number one gal, Epstein's number one gal, because with Epstein gone, she's the new head of the snake, and her name is Ghislaine Maxwell?
No, it's Ghislaine Maxwell, but it's just spelled with the jizz in the front of it, which is why Jeffrey Epstein loved her so much. She is the daughter of the late press baron Robert Maxwell, according to The Guardian, and she has repeatedly and vehemently denied allegations of involvement in a sex trafficking network run by Epstein. It's weird, because you're not getting a lot of proud guys on this.
No.
A lot of people being like, yeah, I was in the front lines of that small business, and I helped him raise it to a big business. Because you got to help the small business owner.
Absolutely. But this is interesting because it reminds me of the Nexium case as well with Keith Raniere. He had his number one gal. I'm blanking on her name now. It seems as if in a lot of these sex trafficking cases, there's like a number one woman
you have
behind
to
the
have
scenes
it because
as
it helps,
well.
It helps normalize the grouping of women. You have her sort of be the one-on-one person that slowly but surely grooms employees for your sex trafficking company.
Right.
According to Virginia Giuffre, Giuffre, that has been one of the documents has also been linked. But now, Ghislaine Maxwell, she's gone.
Yeah, she just did. Do we know where she is?
She's gone in the wind. Yeah.
She's just like Osama bin Laden family after 9/11, just got on a jet plane and took right off.
But who's going after her? The case has been effectively closed because of Epstein's death. So she kind of is allowed to just be gone.
She's just going to live a Mengele life out in Argentina or Uruguay and just try to go into the bushes like Homer Simpson in that GIF.
She is legitimately, she is just now a quote-unquote person of interest. But when you start lining up, if we want to go conspiracy theory, let's. Because if you're going to look at Jeffrey Epstein as being suicided, quote-unquote,
right,
who benefits from said suicide machine? Right? Who benefits from his death besides everybody? Because then it does really create total fucking chaos, right?
This really is like everyone wanted him dead.
Everybody wanted him dead because of not just because of his connections to, not just because of his connections to a pedophile network. It mostly has to do with, I think, the money, how he acquired it, and whose money was he fucking with.
Right.
Because there's certain people. There was an op-ed in the New York Times that came out yesterday that since basically this reporter had signed an NDA with Jeffrey Epstein saying that he wouldn't talk about anything that they talked about personally. In this meeting, and then he said, "Well, he's dead now, so that's fucking gone."
Right.
So he wrote a whole article about meeting with Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, beautiful home. He said he walked up, and this is in 2018 they met.
Okay.
Doors open when they arrive at the mansion to a young European girl with a haircut, right? This with a ponytail. They're brought in by two other very young European little models that brought him into an antechamber where Jeffrey comes walking in super grand. And he's just like, "I can't believe you even deigned to meet me here. Most people view me as a persona non grata." They sat at a table where Jeffrey Epstein, first thing out, explains how one day the love of young girls will be as celebrated as homosexuality.
Yeah.
That right now, his love for young girls is it's his sexuality, it's his love language.
I believe that he used the term, which I thought was very interesting. I believe he called it a cultural abnormality.
Yes.
That's sort of what he referred to are very good sex laws in this country when it comes to stopping pedophilia.
He directed him to look at pictures of him with his favorite celebrity friends, and I swear to God, he said on the wall, it was just a picture of Epstein with the what's his name? Not the prime minister, the head dude of Saudi Arabia.
Bin Salman?
Yes, with MBS. We called him, right? Then a picture of Epstein and Trump. Mm-hmm. And then a picture of Epstein and Woody Allen. And he said, "Look, these are my friends. Come see my friends." Wow. They then went and he explained to him about how I'm working with Elon Musk right now, but I'm not allowed to tell anybody because he says that it would cause dispersions on his character.
Yeah, it might.
And so I'm helping him with his money. But
what do you think, Henry? Just quickly, what do you think Jeffrey Epstein and Woody Allen talked about? What did they have in common, I wonder?
The clarinet.
Jazz. Yeah.
Oh, is it just jazz? That's all they spoke about? Nothing else, right?
Nothing
else. The love
else.
of the New York Knicks, maybe? I don't know.
Nothing else. So they end their meeting. He leaves. He then gets hit up by Jeffrey Epstein for weeks, saying, "Hey, would you come to dinner with me and Woody? Hey, do you want to come to dinner with me and Steve Bannon?" And can you imagine these dinners?
Oh, my God.
Number one. I mean, a lot of jalapeno poppers.
Oh, without it. Well, if you're with Bannon, oh, yeah, he's a popper guy. He knows how to do a popper. Yeah.
All right, so let's start. Let's keep looking at, all right, that's to me a character examination of Jeffrey Epstein. He's very proud of the fact that he was a societal villain because people would still come to him with their secrets because that's what he said. He said, "I trade in secrets. You wouldn't believe what I know about who I know, and you wouldn't even believe who I know." Like, this is all shit he was telling this reporter. Just openly in his living room. So you got the big conspiracy theory. One, Trump. Right? Trump and his people trying to nail him, right? Problem is that Trump is president.
Yes. That would make it difficult to pull off.
Well, and also QAnon loves this because they think Trump is the pedophile hunter.
That's
Yes.
right. He was undercover all those
Yes,
years.
so this is just this sort of folds right into that whole theory for them.
That conspiracy theory, but I'm not even saying that that would be difficult for him to pull off as president. Is that he doesn't really need to hide anything anymore, because now we're seeing that what does Trump have to fear more pedophilia accusations? He already has several on his record, he is president, so he has executive privilege. It is very difficult to persecute him. What's the point of going after Epstein if it's going to cause all of these problems for you? Unless you're doing it specifically to throw heat on the Clinton people, because
that's what the right has done now. This is the great mirror game of American politics in the binary world that we live in. It's just mud being flung on both sides. So the Clinton conspiracy, this is the one that involves all of the behind the scenes stuff. And the Clinton.
Have you watched the Clinton Chronicles?
It's ridiculous.
I watched about half of it last night. I was stoned out of my gourd. Came back from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I had a bunch of edibles that said it was like, now it's time for some real entertainment.
Absolutely.
And I started watching the Clinton Chronicles, and it's really funny the way it opens like it's 1984, being like, our world has never seen an evil as deep as, and it cuts to Bill Clinton with a saxophone like in sepia tone, like black and white, like negative thing, like he's a fucking a serial killer.
Well,
it's like, why does this Clinton doc have more young girls' feet than the Quentin Tarantino movie?
Interesting, very interesting. But of course, that goes back for a long time in right wing circles when it comes to Seth Rich, the former staffer that was killed in D.C., and then, as Henry mentioned, Vince Foster. So this is just perfect. For right-wing conspiracy, this Epstein suicide is just right.
No,
it's on the menu, just right.
If Bill Clinton killed Epstein, he would have left his trademark cigarette in the asshole.
Of course. I love the way he treats human beings like ashtrays.
All right, so a part of it is you have to look at Victor Thorne as the guy who essentially created the entire storyline that Hillary Clinton is a murderer. I don't know what she did back in the day. I believe that Bill Clinton might have done a little thing like, I can't feel your pain. And he used to cover his eyeballs when the CIA was running drugs through his various airports when he was governor of Arkansas. Mm-hmm. But you could see that the Clinton Chronicles is, I'm going to say, biased. Because it was partially funded by Larry Nichols, who is a political appointee under Clinton in Arkansas. He was fired from his job. And Jerry Falwell, that also helped create that entire storyline. And it seems to be all of this shit and all this confusion can only help Trump. So it seems that all of this is a very convenient way to keep throwing smoke in the air and fucking throwing dirt in people's eyes, where Hillary Clinton, to be honest, who should just fucking disappear, who it seemed to be she really only killed people that directly affected her political career. So honestly, if she was going to kill somebody, she should have just killed herself.
That's not right.
To get out of her own fucking way.
That is not right. Anyway, no. She's being her best. She's doing her best. She's in the woods.
Oh, she's be best? Is she doing the Melania?
She's doing hashtag be best indeed. But when it comes to,
but I don't put it past it. I don't put it past her. At the same time, I don't even know anymore. This is the world of conspiracy theories. Okay, so
that's the thing. This is Trump. I don't even think is really he's not even the most important person here. We got so many people on so many different levels that wanted Jeffrey Epstein to be silenced, and I think I would not be surprised if Epstein internalized all of that feeling that he knew everyone wanted him to die, and I think he probably felt it to the degree where he said, I'm going to do everyone a favor and end it all.
But going along with that, I mean, I think the most nuanced explanation, or maybe the most nuanced explanation in the realm of conspiracy, would be that, yes, perhaps Epstein did actually, by his own hands, kill himself, but he was given such a wide berth to allowed him to do that. There's probably some coordination happening between the people that don't want him to talk and himself, willingly giving himself over to this suicide option. Because I think Epstein He's very hyper aware of his image. He wants to be in control.
Apparently.
He wants to be in control of everything that happens to him because he thought he had the power to manipulate reality around him.
Right.
And then he found himself at this end game, and he said, "I'm not going to go out like they want me to."
Of all of the theories, right? Because I'm starting to lean towards you, Travis, because if you look at the irregularities that happened while he was in that cell, at the same time, I believe that somebody like Jeffrey Epstein is maybe in the category of somebody like a Dennis Rader, where they are they have grown so in love with their own myth of themselves as a villain, and that he had an incredible amount of patience. And I think that really, if you look for your opportunity, it takes 3 minutes to suffocate? Even if there was the standard 30-minute check, he could do it within that time period.
Absolutely.
And also, the people that were watching him were not technically COs. They had moved people over to another position. They massively, massively fucked up. But a part of it, I think we're not giving Epstein enough credit.
Sure.
Where we don't think that he's not a total manipulative sociopath
Of
and would
course.
not be able to charm a group of people so thoroughly that, number one, he got himself out of suicide watch because he knew he was going to fucking off himself. I'm with you, Travis. I think that he is such a hollow person whose entire life was built upon this fake a view of richness he is invincible, he is global, he is everywhere, he is omnipotent, and he knows everybody, and he can fucking manipulate everybody. As soon as you go from I get blown 3 times a day on my yacht, on my private island, to now I'm in a cell in one of the most guarded jails in our country, right? I think at this point you are ready to go. You're looking for an option to get out.
Well, he knew that was going to be the end, and I think you're right. I think he took it into his own hands because that's where the power was.
And then furthermore, I think he has, because, he's this transhumanist, he subscribes to transhumanism. He wanted to, do the big seeding women in his
Yes,
ranch
he
and
wanted
everything.
to have
I
that.
think to some extent he has achieved a kind of singularity because he is the villain that is ubiquitous in our minds.
This is what we were talking about last week.
he
Is that
peaked.
the idea of that he is a multi-generational thinker, which is along the lines of many people that you would call, if there is such a thing as the Illuminati, it is these types of people. These people who look at the idea of extending their lore deep into the future so that people will use them as a touchstone for forever and that they can guide society. But now, again, who benefits? So if there is from giving him a wide berth to commit suicide, for me, the person that most benefits is Ghislaine Maxwell and all of the interconnected people
I don't know.
just directly around him. So I think he could have been suicided by his own people.
I think she's totally screwed. I think she's the one that doesn't benefit. Everyone else benefits because he's dead. I mean, we got the 2,000-page document, but he's gone. So he's not going to flip on everyone.
But he was
Now
never going to flip. He was
he would
never
have.
going to flip.
They all flip. They all
No,
flip.
he never would have flipped.
He is not used to jail. He would have flipped.
He would have committed suicide.
No,
He's
he
what he did.
exhausted all of his sort of like riches, changing what his. I think he is supernaturally sort of eerily calm and like he would not give it up.
I think that by the end, of course he would. They always flip. By year 10, he would be so desperate for anyone to speak with him. The only reason anyone would speak with him is if he gave them another name. They would manipulate him. Once you are broken, once you are in jail, once it's all stripped away, everyone is the exact same.
Ben worked
He
for
would have flipped.
Ben worked for Blackwater, so he's.
I know all about it. But honestly, I think
I could see what you're saying.
I think Maxwell is screwed because now she is the number one person. She is the next in line for the Epstein punishment. The victims of Epstein are victims of her as well. So when he took himself out of the picture, she's the head of the snake now, and that's why she got on her fucking little boat and went out to sea. Bye-bye. Because at
she's
this point,
gone.
I didn't know who she... When Epstein was still alive, she was a side piece to him. She was a side figure, and now she is the main figure. We're seeing New York Times articles. We're seeing New Yorker articles. She's everywhere. She doesn't want to be implicated in all this. Now all the pictures of her at Chelsea Clinton's wedding are showing up. She is it now because Epstein took himself out. So I don't think she wins at all.
Ghislaine Maxwell is also Ghislaine Maxwell. There's a great article about her in Vanity Fair explaining her mentality as well.
Right.
Where she essentially, Epstein was sort of a pseudo father character for her that also was like a lover and a former boyfriend and all this shit. And she was trying to keep his good graces for as long as humanly possible. And so I think that she is, what you're saying, she's the torch bearer.
She is.
For his entire legacy. And now she's just gone. So we have no clue where the fuck she's gonna pop up.
I will say this. This is where I will give the conspiracy theorists something if she ends up dead. If she ends up dead, then I will say, okay, let's take a look. Because Epstein, he's in jail. It's very controlled. I think you're right. I think they allowed it to occur.
Yes.
Very similar to 9/11. But when it comes to her, if she ends up in a Uruguayan bathhouse, found dead on the toilet, something happened. So that's what...
Well, what if she commits suicide?
That's different, though,
Again.
because she's in public. She's in public, so it's possible that she could get suicided. That's the one thing the conspiracy theorists don't have going for them in this case is Epstein is in jail. It is not. This is not the Batman. This is not Batman. The Joker is not walking through the jail dressed as a corrections officer, going to kill Epstein. But if she ends up dead, woo, that
But the conspiracy
will be crazy.
theory wheel has come all the way around now. Because when you have AG Barr saying there's something really, something must have happened in that jail cell to Jeffrey Epstein, and we are investigating thoroughly, right? And then the
Right.
coroner coming out saying we are now from the state has basically said we cannot say he committed suicide yet. We're waiting on further information. So they are muddying the waters. What we're looking at is the actual top cop of our country and the media are working together to actively insinuate that there really is an Illuminati. Because that's
Right.
what that is, right? If you believe that Jeffrey Epstein was murdered in his cell by someone, either some connection of his or by the fucking president or by Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation, you are tipping a hat you are opening a world of conspiracy theory that you're doing just to protect who? Because now this is my thing, right? You're
Yep.
going to say that the Illuminati is real. You're going to say the Illuminati is real. But then you're going to try to report on it and say the top cop is like, we're going to investigate the Illuminati. That is also allowed information that the Illuminati, the circle steps wider then, which is being like the Illuminati, whoever is the people behind the scenes, are allowing the people in front of the camera to talk about the people behind the scenes. It's all still controlled
But it's also,
if you do believe it.
But it's also lets them get off totally scot-free. Like,
Yes.
that was the one thing when it comes to media, which is just so sad to see. We had, like, Joe Scarborough, who, whatever. But he was tweeting, something seems fishy. All of these mainstream media outlets
Mainstream dudes
were picking
talking
up
conspiracy
but
theory.
immediately talking conspiracy theory. Immediately. And that is the danger of conspiracy theory. Takes your eyes off of what actually matters, which is these human beings who have power. They've worked so hard to get. They are the ones behind these fucking massive-ass pedophile rings. They are the ones in charge of things. If they blame it on some conspiracy theory, then they get off scot-free.
This is the most suspicious event in recent history. This is incredible. This is a part of it where it's like, we're so confused right now because of this. This is that we are in the middle of we're in the middle of the Pelican Brief right now.
Oh, yeah,
for some
good
reason.
reference.
Somehow we have ended up into this spot where reality is straight up. I mean, this is, we're in a political thriller.
I think the enormity of this event is even highlighted by something I just read, which was at Epstein's autopsy, there was a sort of third-party pathologist who was observing the autopsy, and that guy was Michael Baden. And that guy also observed the autopsies of Martin Luther King.
Okay.
He was also involved in the OJ trial, and he was also he was a part of the investigation of the JFK shootings as well.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So
he was a paid dude.
So that's a lot of experience having that person in there.
I think that sort of underlines the enormity of this is a historical event, and the energy behind conspiracy theory in this one in particular, it's only good because it's sort of it's punching upward.
Oh, man, I don't know, dude. There are I think there's 1,600 billionaires in the world. We know the names of like 8 of them. Like the real,
no, and this is
the
just a
real-
scratching of the surface,
These
then.
politicians, these are people who go out and they speak in public. The scary, most nefarious people are the ones that we don't even know exist, and that is that true billionaire class.
Oh, we talked about like the people that run Cargill.
Exactly.
The people that run these gigantic multinational, multi-industrial companies that are also somehow involved in it. A guy named Steven Pinker, who is another scientist, like all of these influential scientists that were deep in the pocket of Jeffrey Epstein, also very strangely.
I mean, we didn't hear about this jackass who runs Victoria's Secret before, the owner of Victoria's
Wexner.
Secret. Yeah, exactly. Wexler.
It's so sad.
who was
They had to cancel the Victoria's Secret fashion
I
show.
saw
this
that.
year.
Oh, you know,
my God.
Victims are all over the place. No Victoria's Secret fashion show. Back in my day, that really did matter because we didn't have any sort of adult entertainment online.
But yeah, man, I used to build up. What if when Victoria's Secret like special runway show was coming on? I remember just being like, "All right, Siemens, you guys are all going on a trip today," and they're like, "We can't wait, Mr. Zabrowski."
Where are you sending us? This is a fun one.
Streaming July 23rd on Paramount Plus, the hit series Star Trek Strange New Worlds returns.
You are facing the finest crew in Starfleet.
Boldly go one step closer
Any of these missions could be on Ost.
to where it all began.
We've seen a lot of strange new worlds, but we'll never see something like this.
Star Trek Strange New Worlds. New season streaming July 23rd exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform that helps you stand out online. Yes, that's right. You don't have to smash your face with a hammer. You can just start a business. It's got everything you need on Squarespace, from securing your domain to building a professional site and showcasing your work all in one place. Let's say you want to show everybody how you can carve your ribs out of your lower abdomen so that you look more like a Ken doll. That's amazing. You can bring your vision to life with AI-powered design or curated templates, plus flexible editing tools that helps you create something that truly reflects your style, especially if you are somebody that is trying to corrupt the young men of America. That's what Squarespace is really going to help you. Squarespace makes it easy. It makes it easy for you to put all that together, and you just go to Squarespace and do it all. Thanks, Braden. Head to squarespace.com/left for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code LEFT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. It's summertime, baby. And you know what that means. You're going to go to Quince and you're going to get yourself some new clothes. Something happened to me by accident recently. I had a nice little Quince mistake. It was Father's Day and we wanted to get Julie's dad something nice. So naturally we went to Quince. We looked around and we were like, oh, look at this 100% organic cotton mesh stitch button-up sweater polo. I think Bob's really going to like this. So we get it, and we buy it, and then you know what happened? A little fudge, a little mistake. Accidentally sent it to our house instead of Bob's house. Julie's like, oh, I'll just get a refund from Quince, and we'll mail Bob another one. I was like, oh, okay, that sounds nice. But, you know, maybe I should just see it first. She pulls it out. I was like, whoa, look at that. It's like a button-down polo with nice little holes in it. It's breathable. It's not bad. You know, I think I'm going to wear this to Jazz Fest this weekend. Wore it to Jazz Fest, got 3 comments. One was by a lady. Not bad, Quince. So get your hiney over to quince.com and treat yourself good and feel good. Look good this summer. Make your summer wardrobe easier. Go to quince.com/last for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada, too. It gets hot up there. That's QUINCE.com/last for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/last. Look like a prince in your Quince, you jerks. It's obvious we love true crime, but it does make us feel a little paranoid about what's out there, as it should. And that's why it's so important to get a home security system that gives you peace of mind. With Simply Safe, You can stop crimes before they even start using their AI-powered cameras to identify threats on your property and alert US-based live agents to take action. Like arriving in a helicopter in the night, coming down from the helicopter, zipping down and breaking through the windows with their big axes, and going through the house, ripping through the walls, finding the criminals. It's easy to do. Simply Safe has been a game changer for us. And the best part, there's no long-term contract. We've used it since the very early days of Simply Safe here at LPN, and it keeps us safe, doesn't it? It keeps all of our thoughts inside the building. Then there's the ones we let out because they have to go out because that's a part of it. But Simply Safe keeps the other thoughts safe. And for that, we say thank you, Simply Safe. And we want you to experience the same peace of mind as we, which is why we've partnered with Simply Safe to offer an exclusive discount to all of our listeners. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/LPOTL. That's half off at simplysafe.com/LPOTL. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
You know, but at the very least, like, this event shows that maybe some billionaires make mistakes and they slip up and they let that mask slide in the wrong situation. And Epstein was they were just running with the wrong guy, and then they got caught. And now we're in this big thing. But I mean, yeah, you're right. There's billionaires that live in the shadows.
Oh, of course. That's where they want to be.
We'll never know. But these people maybe have messed up enough for us to sort of poke them in the eye.
But that's how I view the Clintons. The thing with the Clintons is that they were connected to whoever was going to help them at the time it was going to help them. They are very ambitious people. Everybody to them is a throwaway person. To them, Jeffrey Epstein was a throwaway person. They were using him for his various connections and all his money, and then now ever since he took those 4 plane rides. This is the thing.
I've heard so many different numbers on the amount of plane rides.
4. Bill Clinton has claimed 4.
Yeah, I know. That's why I've seen the number 26 thrown around quite often as well.
My big thing is that if you do, if you're on anything called the Lolita Express,
right?
What I would say is, at least if it was just like Lolita, like standard ship, I'd at least be like, at least it takes some time for the little girls to get there. It's not that much of an emergency. But when it's in a Lolita Express, yes, it means that they're getting there as fast as possible. And that's what I think is really concerned. I think if I'm going on a strange billionaire's plane, it better be called the MILF train, because that is where I would really enjoy myself.
Yeah, you would never drive the Lolita Autobahn.
No,
you are though, and because it's Germany. But let's couple more conspiracy theories. Number one, the idea that Jeffrey Epstein there's a body double and that he actually is alive.
Right. Yeah.
If you look at it. The ear matches, folks. I've seen the fucking pictures.
What about the nose, Henry?
It is actually
the nose fucking matches.
I do love the just like a line, like just drawing lines around ears, and then but you're not a very good artist. See it? There's a line around the ear that's different than you just made those lines and you made them different.
Yes, this is what we talk about in the live show.
But it was interesting though, because you get a feeling that as soon as he was found, the CEOs were like, "Oh shit!
Oh fuck!"
Because usually we don't have photos released of a person who has committed suicide.
No,
in
that
jail.
was so bizarre to see.
But I think that was, and so that's obviously where a lot of the conspiracy theories came in, because they're trying too hard. But I think they just saw the gravity and recognized the gravity of the situation. And they were like, we better document this. Otherwise, no one is even going to believe that he is dead. And maybe he'll just originally El Chapo himself and just escape.
Where is the pictures of Osama bin Laden's fucking corpse?
Oh,
I went to go look for him again, and they all said the same thing. Apparently, I don't know if it's conspiracy theory or just straight up theory, was that the reason why the Osama bin Laden photos were never released was because his body was so badly mutilated that one of the stories is that he got tapped, and then all of SEAL Team 6 went bucka 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 and fucking lit up his whole fucking body, that he was just straight up a bunch of coleslaw.
That kind of makes us look bad, actually, in a weird way.
Yes, that's why they didn't want to release it, because they thought it would create an international incident if it showed that instead of, you know, either taking him prisoner or doing anything, is that we fucking turned him into Chinese food. But, I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, get him. But I still would like to see a picture of the mush.
I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I believe there was some release there. I spoke with O'Neill, the guy who actually shot him or says he shot him. That's up for debate because also SEAL teams are not supposed to say who, like, anyway. So he's not necessarily on their good graces, but he's a TV talking head now. And I spoke with him about all that stuff. And it was really fascinating when they dumped him overboard. Obviously, that was just so that they didn't have a place, a mecca for people to go and mourn. And now, of course, his son has also been dead.
The other conspiracy theory is that the camera inside of his cell was inoperable.
Oh, yes.
That is completely not true. It comes just from a random ass tweet. It literally has no basis. I checked and I checked and I checked. No one has said anything about the camera in his cell being inoperable. We have not seen any of that footage yet. We have no clue what exactly happened inside of that cell. Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know
think
if
they
we
may
will
release it. I'm not sure. I almost hope that they. That's tough to say. I guess maybe they do need to just to sort of put certain ideas or rumors to rest. But yeah, that maybe to calm people down. I'm not quite sure.
The same like fucking Osama bin Laden. What we are seeing is the real conspiracy, and the real conspiracy has to come out of this is that the cloud of confusion that this creates allows them to do a lot of shit. We're in the middle of probably what will end up being one of the most contentious elections that the United States will have seen for quite a bit of time. I think 2020 is going to be a minefield. This is the type of shit that allows them to make big moves, allows them to do shit in this time period, especially somebody like the fucking president who works within a cloud of confusion very, very well.
You know, it's interesting. There's a lot of billionaires very scared right now. There's a lot of people who don't want their names to be out there in the papers. And you're right. They're probably scattering around. They're probably trying to get money out of certain places, put it into other places, trying to erase history. Any kind of relationship that they had publicly with Jeffrey Epstein, I'm sure, is being scrubbed because he gave so much to so many people. He took pictures with so many folks. He glad-handed so many folks. They are all actively erasing him from history as we speak, which is, because of his connections, not the easiest task to pull off. So either way, no matter what has happened here, Jeffrey Epstein, a complete and utter waste of a life. I was talking to Marcus about this as well, and Henry. Why? You have everything. You have it all. All these people have so much, and they choose to throw it all away because their egos, their narcissism, and just their idea that they can. The idea that they can get away. They can do things that we can't do because they have power, they have money, and they have clout. So I am actually, the one positive thing about all of this is it sets a precedent for these wealthy, elitist, worldwide, the people who are in control of the world. This sets the precedent. Like, no one is above our standards, and no one is going to be treated differently. And obviously they are, and they still will most likely be. But this is at least a little chink in the armor of just being like, hey, you all can't just get away with raping a bunch of children.
This death reminds me that we live in an illusory world. You know, like Manhattan is a giant sex dungeon with the world's biggest Chick-fil-A.
It's all just we walked by. It's just so crazy because we, obviously living in Brooklyn and being in Manhattan, we walk by these houses and you wonder what's going on. I feel the same way with Robert Durst. Like, what is going on in these huge mansions that we put on a pedestal? We walk by and we say, oh my God, I would love to live in that. And what dark world does that door open up to?
My big thing, too, is that it shows that if we are vaguely somewhat in a class war happening right now, if this is true, this is how they view you.
You're a sex toy for them.
This is how the elite view you. Yeah. And this is on all sides. You are a sex toy for them. You are nothing. You are nothing. They play with people like chess. What we are in the middle of is an entire hijacking of most society by these billionaires. We're looking at there was a story I was reading about the billions of dollars going into, I believe, into Stockholm. I'm trying to find these places, these very intense liberal places that are being flipped to hard right, far right philosophies by billions and billions of dollars. They want to, I guess, lessen the population. They want to put us into some sort of battle against ourselves. To rip us apart. They're trying to make sure that we're focused on these day-to-day fights, especially on the internet. They want us wrapped up in it because they don't want to see like the real answer is again the group of people storming a spot is again animated. It's again pointed towards the wrong place.
No, it really is. Extremely interesting, and obviously we'll cover the political aspects of all this on Ablington's Top Hat this week. But you're right, man. The amount of redistribution of wealth in this country has been going on for a long time, and globally it's been going on for a long time. And these billionaires, they cash in on their investments on a regular basis. And I think Henry has a great idea as well. At one point, Epstein messed with the wrong dude's money. Yeah. Then that's what started this entire thing. Acosta was like, we'll charge you. We'll barely do it. You won't really serve any time. And then he just continued to be a pariah. He became too big of a liability. And this was allowed to occur again.
There's a quote from the Michael Baden pathologist guy that I'd like to read. I think that sums this up pretty well. The famous and infamous, the celebrated and notorious do not bleed and die as the rest of us do. They have scenarios, intricately plotted dramas. Buried villains stalk the earth, hidden in other guises, and news of their obscure ends in faraway villages only brings disbelief.
Wow, that honestly, can we get him? Damn. Can we interview that man? Please.
Can we interview him? Yeah, I want to fucking talk to him. But this is just one of our take. Obviously, this shit's gonna fucking spill out into society for the next couple of months or years or however long this takes.
Do you think, Henry, does it just go away?
I don't know.
Or does it just go away? Because
I don't know.
I could see that too. Tomorrow, something else ridiculous happens, and we forgot about all this, and everyone who is currently on edge says, "Whew, we avoided it again." We got away with it again because we've changed the media narrative. I mean, even talking with Travis, he listens to a show, The Daily on the New York Times.
Yeah.
This wasn't even the most important story of the week.
Yeah, I got back from Milwaukee on Monday, and then I was going to sit down and have a coffee and listen to The Daily, listen to Michael Barbaro talk about Epstein's suicide, the biggest news story. And the thing that comes up the episode on Monday was about some freshman senator. Yeah. And I felt immediately like this sort of like heat in my head. I was like, what? This is actually like being swept under the rug. Michael Barbaro has let me down. But yeah, I mean, I became obsessed with it. I watched Eyes Wide Shut on the plane.
This is the problem, is that all of a sudden it's all that and you just see everybody wearing masks.
Really, It's a really bad movie to watch on a plane because then you have to constantly be like, no, I'm watching this because of the thing that just happened.
I'm actually surprised they allow that on planes. You could be watching that next to like an 8-year-old.
No.
It's kind of strange. But anyway.
Little girl, this is done by a master of cinema named Kubrick. You see, they put digital women in front of the open, gaping vaginas in this scene just to simply caught some of the sheer shock.
Yeah, we're like totally living in Eyes Wide Shut. You know, they just kill people and pat each other on the back and say nothing happened.
It's like the Truman Show meets Eyes Wide Shut. All right. Well, anyway, let's just do Hero of the Week very quick.
Side story. Hero of the Week. You're my hero. Hero of the Week. Yes, you're my hero.
Okay, this week's Hero of the Week, he's a dude, as far as I know, this is completely harmless. He wears a TV on his head and he drops off TVs.
I love this story.
Yes, this is happening in Virginia. It's a dude who literally wears a TV on his head, and because of the Ring technology, of course, that's the new home security tech, we get to actually see him. He drops off televisions. He doesn't do anything to anyone. He considers himself the TV Santa Claus. This is what, according to Jim Brooksbank. This is what he says. He's a homeowner. Jim's a homeowner. He says he wants to be known as the TV Santa Claus. I
think it's him.
It could
he's
very
the one
well.
because he's the only one who gave him a nickname.
That's true.
And it's like, this artistic warrior showed is giving something to talk about. Is giving people something to talk about in this town.
Yes.
Like, that's just you.
He said, Brooksbank said, we got an old tube-style TV, 13-inch. This is according to homeowner Michael Kroll. He says, I thought my son brought it home, but apparently not. They had way too much time on their hands if they had all these TVs and spread them all over the neighborhood. But you know what? Idle hands are the devil's workplace or the devil's work thing. So they kept them busy. And whoever you are, weird TV on your head guy, dropping off other TVs in Virginia porches, you're this week's hero of the week.
He's great. I love art.
He's just doing Fooly Cooley cosplay. He's just TV boy from Fooly Cooley.
It's pretty fun. I really like what he did. You must have been having it because they have video of it too.
Yes, it's great.
And apparently he did it to the day a year later. Like he did it once before in August, but August, whatever the day was that he did it, I think August 11th, 2018. But apparently we didn't see him because it was before the rampant infestation of Ring cameras.
Yes. So now I don't know if he likes the Ring camera or not. Maybe he never wanted the attention. But it does look difficult to clean up all the TVs. And I guess it is kind of scary to get a random TV on your porch. But as far as I know, he hasn't heard anyone. So he's just a fun TV Santa Claus as far as I know.
And you know what? And so I actually had a bunch of letters this week, but we're running out of time because of bullshit. So I'm gonna save them next week. We'll have double viewer letters next week.
Double letters next week. All right, everyone.
Very good.
Thank you all so much for listening. And truly, thank you so much for coming out to the shows in St. Paul, Des Moines, and Milwaukee. We just absolutely loved it. And then I had a chance to show my documentary on Sunday in Milwaukee. Thanks to everyone who came out to that. It was just really remarkable. This whole week, I mean, the Midwest, Henry, is it's just very sweet. They're very sweet.
They're the best comedy audiences in the world. It was so much fun. I love being there, man.
Yeah.
It's just very relaxing. Love the food. Took some, I think the 16 spotted cows we had on Saturday night were not good for my body, but I think I finally took my last beer shit.
Okay, good. Spotted Cow is the single greatest beer in the history of beers.
It is literally the best beer to ever exist.
It's so good. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Love that you are not intricately involved in the life of a pedophile billionaire.
Good.
Love that you've made good choices about your friends and your business associates. Laugh like you're a correctional officer who just received a $20,000 wire to your account that you were walking into Jeffrey Epstein's jail cell in order to choke him to death. Laugh like you're just about to go to AC with that money and double it and live. Not unlike that coward Epstein. Live, and you know what? If you've made mistakes in this life, acknowledge it and move on because that's how you grow. Yes, you may be some deeply, vastly connected pedophile billionaire, but if you just say, I'm sorry, it goes a long way.
Well, maybe a jail sentence as well. But all right, everyone. Thank you all so much for listening. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
Magustalations.
Hail me. I'm innocent.
You are, buddy.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
Hey, podcast listeners. Mr. Ballin here to let you know we are now publishing 4 times a week on my podcast, Mr. Ballin Podcast, Strange, Dark, and Mysterious Stories. That's right. You'll be getting 4 new episodes a week covering unbelievable mysteries, chilling true crime, and stories so strange they sound made up. But they aren't. They're all true. Don't miss an episode. Listen to and follow Mr. Ballin Podcast, Strange, Dark, and Mysterious Stories wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube.
Breathe in. Feel the sense of calm that comes from having up to $300 in overdraft protection with GoToBank. Now...
Did you say $300?
Yes. Now, back to our breathing.
So if I overspend my balance, GoToBank has my back up to $300?
Yes. Can we breathe out now? Less worries, more zen, with over $300 in overdraft protection. Tap to open an account today. Eligible direct deposits and opt-in required for overdraft protection. Fees, terms, and conditions apply.